and Frank the Animal Fletcher, and we'll be seeing that in just a moment. First, we want to acknowledge a couple of very important faces in the crowd at ringside. There he is, Muhammad Ali, as we said, in 1978. It was in this town, much like the fight we're about to see. The champion, the veteran Holmes, against the youngster, only 10 pro fights, Marvis Frazier. It was Ali who lost a 15-round unanimous decision to Leon Spinks, then the Olympic gold medal winner. Ali signing some autographs, looks in good shape. Here to see whether or not that same fate will befall the champion Larry Holmes, or will the man that he fought in those dramatic fights, Joe Frazier, Joe Frazier's kid, Marvis Frazier, become the first father-son act to ever wear a heavyweight championship. Although he'll not be acknowledged as champion Frazier, certainly he will be the uncrowned king. Larry Holmes getting ready. He certainly has other ideas about the affair that will be just moments away. But first, let's go back to Marv Albert, Freddie Pacheco.
Carlos Padilla bringing the fighters together. Frank the Animal Fletcher on the right. Record of 17-3-1, 12 by knockout. 29 years old, out of Philadelphia. Blew a shot at the champion Marvin Hagler by losing a 12-round decision to Wilfred Scipion this past February. And Juan Roldan, 26 years old, from Buenos Aires, Argentina, the WBA's #1 contender at 160 pounds, but that ranking has been earned without fighting any of the top contenders. And Roldan right to the body of Fletcher and then to the head.
Pick it up! Pick it up! Pick it up!
All of Animal Fletcher's bouts have been non-stop action, a slugging southpaw, constantly in motion, swarming. But here is Roldan coming out, and he is the one applying the pressure.
Roldan, stand up.
Roldan with good power in his upper body.
Pick it up! Pick it up! Pick it up!
Has a strong right hand, but was held in check the last time we saw him against a very difficult man to fight in Teddy Mann. He did not come out in this fashion. Oh!
Pick it up! Pick it up!
Good right hand by Roldan.
Fast pace being set by Roldan.
Pick it up! Pick it up!
This is usually what Animal does. Comes out and just swarms all over you. Roldan is out swarming Animal Fletcher, if that's possible.
And again the right hand. Fletcher is smiling, but he got clipped.
That's one of those upsets that didn't hurt, but in the meantime, he staggered back. Roldan is pushing him down in the back of the head. He has not drawn a warning yet from the referee, but he will if he keeps that up.
Oh, and he caught him with the right hand. Roldan with the right hand. Fletcher was off balance, and he went flying.
A legitimate knockdown, though. A legitimate knockdown. He missed and he got nailed with a counter and went down.
Animal Fletcher, who had a string of impressive victories over Bernie Singletary, 8th-round knockout decisions over Tony Braxton and Clint Jackson. He stopped James Caldwell Green of the 6th, but then lost to Scipion, blowing the title shot, and he has his hands full here with Juan Roldan in the opening round.
I'll say one thing, you never see a boring fight with Animal Fletcher. Look at the way Roldan is working on him on the rope.
Bring it up!
And the referee, Carlos Padilla, having difficulty separating the two. Roldan right back, continuing to score, as you see, under 30 seconds left in this first round. It's been all Juan Roldan. A convincing first round for Roldan against Fletcher.
In Roldan's corner, he's standing up. He's not going to sit down. A bit of bravado that may cost him, because it's going to be the guy that's got the power that stays there in his corner. Here's the replay. You can see the miss. Now the perfect counter punch. Now that's a miss and a perfect counter. Well caught, and look at the way he flies across the ring. Let's take another look at that from another angle. In any angle, it hurts. There he comes.
Yes, he caught the animal who was off balance off that lunging move, and he paid for it.
Roldan has in his corner Tito Lecturi, the man who took Carlos Monzon to the title.
Stay there. Stay there. Stay there. Stay there. Okay.
And this is round 2. It was all Juan Roldan of the white trunks in the first round against Frank Fletcher in the green. And Roldan is right out and all over Fletcher.
Fletcher can't seem to get his back off those ropes. That's going to be, oh, look at the inside work by Animal Fletcher. Little uppercuts as Padilla was screened away by the rather massive bulk of Roldan. He's going to have trouble. He's too small to handle these two big guys. These are two beefy guys.
Roldan goes 5'8", 160 pounds. Frank Fletcher, 5'9", 160. So they match up well. Reach about the same. Slight advantage for Roldan. Roldan said before the fight he wants to convince boxing people that he is not... Oh, there's a right hand that caught Fletcher. Roldan wants to convince the boxing world that he's not another South American flash in the pan.
Well, if the first round's any indication, he certainly is on his way to proving it. But you know, Animal Fletcher just never gives up. All of the fights he's had on NBC, he has just gutted everybody out. He was out-slicked by Scipion, but he was still fighting there in the 12th round. And Roldan's got to worry about running out of gas.
Fletcher has not seemed to be the same fighter that we have seen in the past. Of course, Roldan is not allowing him to get aggressive, but it has been Roldan taking the fight to Fletcher right throughout.
Well, he was always a catcher, but Roldan is non-stop pitcher.
And we approach a minute remaining in the second round.
Roldan's fight is right here on the ropes. He's got him backed off. He's able to trigger off 3, 4, 5 punches, and most of them are landing on Animal Fletcher. Fletcher looks like he's content to sit on the ropes and wait for this guy to punch himself out. Could be a big mistake.
Roldan now able to cock that right hand, but able to measure. And again, a warning from the referee, Carlos Padilla, this time for a low blow thrown by Fletcher.
Go first. That's it. Go first.
Oh, the right hand by Roldan again. And Fletcher continues to attempt to tie up Roldan. So another good round for Roldan. This is scheduled for 10.
Meanwhile, back live here in Las Vegas, the dressing room of Marvis Frazier. He's 23 years of age. He's fought only 10 times as a pro, winning all 10. This year has won 4 bouts, his last 2 against James Broad and Joe Buckner in 10 rounds. It's interesting that on NBC, the fight that most people recall when they think of Marvis Frazier was the Olympic trials in 1980 in Atlanta. Remember, James Broad came out and hit a right hand on the top of the forehead of Frazier, pinched a nerve in his neck. They have since had an operation to correct any difficulties from that situation, and down went Frazier for the count, knocked out in the first round at the hands of Broad. Well, he's come back as a professional, and in April defeated James Broad in an impressive 10-round decision, and since has also taken care of Joe Buckner. Joe Frazier, what a moment that must be. Father and son, a former heavyweight champion, Joe, and his son, Marvis. Some feel Marvis isn't quite so eager about his fighting future as his dad is for him. And there may be some positives in regard to their relationship, certainly, but there also may be some negatives. And no matter what the sport, there have been very few father-son combinations when father has coached son that have succeeded. Meanwhile, Argentina's Juan Roldan, Frank the Animal Fletcher, billed as an elimination bout, the winner to get the champion, Marvin Hagler. Let's return to round 3.
Round 3 3, Las Vegas, Nevada. Frank the Animal Fletcher in the green, throwing himself at Juan Domingo Roldan in the white. Roldan, 26 years old, out of Buenos Aires, Argentina. That a slip.
Yeah, that was a slip in the bush, but that was dangerous through those ropes. That does not feel good to go flying through the ropes and land on your back amidst all the typewriters and stuff. Animal apparently not bothered, ready to go back to business.
Typewriters will do it to you. Well, Fletcher was put down in round 1, and he was just pushed through the ropes here in this 3rd round. Roldan's last bout, we referred to it earlier, back in late May, 10-round decision over Teddy Mann. He has been beaten twice. He's 49-2, knocked out by Juan Bogato back in 79, lost a decision to Jacinto Fernandez, and then a year later he knocked out Fernandez in the 2nd round, but trying to prove that he can do it against a top caliber fighter. He has fought primarily in Argentina, and to this point he has been proven.
Oh, his body punches are just brutal. We know that the Animal can take a lot of punishment, but that kind of punishment to the body has got to be his sapping his strength. He certainly doesn't look like the same Animal Fletcher we've seen before. He doesn't have the fire right now in this round. And it could be because the first 2 rounds have been at a fierce pace, and he's been taking the shellacking.
Also doesn't have the hysteria of the crowds in Philadelphia and Atlantic City that are usually on hand when Fletcher is fighting.
Certainly can have a lot to do with it. I don't hear Mother Fletcher around the ring. That'll give you a round or 2 just on its own, on vocal power. Roldan slowing down a little bit now, not keeping up that intense attack.
And less than a minute left in the round. As you mentioned, Fletcher usually takes punishment and then pays for it. In fact, usually requires about 4 months to recuperate from each taxing fight. Says you have to love the contact to be a boxer. I'm not so sure he's enjoying this one, though.
Well, he must be having a good time. He says he doesn't feel good unless he feels pain. When he feels pain, that's when he knows he's in it and he's going good. So he should be satisfied because there's a lot of pain in the first 2 rounds, and this one hasn't been any respite either.
That's an intriguing way of looking at it.
Well, it's a short but happy career for people that feel that way because the body's just not meant to take continuous punishment like that.
And we're final seconds of the round. All right, we're going to take a timeout from the Animal Fletcher Juan Roldan fight that took place 2 weeks ago. The man to my right is Hedy Coetzee, the WBA heavyweight champion, coming off the victory over Michael Dokes. Hedy, I know you have not seen much of Marvis Frazier, but how do you think he will fare against the more experienced Larry Holmes?
I think it should go the distance. I feel that Holmes is going to pull this one off because Frazier is going to come in forward and Holmes should find a target by using his jab a lot.
How would you fight Larry Holmes?
I think Holmes will fit me like a glove because I know I can punch, and he's been knocked down by Mark Weaver, Ernie Chavez, and Ronaldo Snubs. So I'm sure that will be really my big fight, and I can prove to the people that I can really do that.
So you would look to get that strong right hand in on Holmes?
Yes, and then I had the doctor gave me a bionic shoulder, so I'm going to surprise him with a nice left hook as well.
Now, right hand, I should add, that has been operated on, what, 15 times, and you come off a shoulder and hand injury.
Yeah, well, I had a lot of operations done on me, but it's all just for the good, and it's helping me.
All right, now that you have beaten Michael Dokes and are the WBA heavyweight champion, where do things stand in terms of a title shot? Perhaps against Larry Holmes, or even should Marvis Frazier pick up an upset win?
I'm very sure that all of us go for where the most money is. I would like to fight Holmes. Really, tonight is the first time that I'm holding thumbs that he can win this fight. I'm not a great fan of Larry. I love Muhammad Ali. He's been my idol. And I really don't think much of Larry Holmes. He's been in a good time where there wasn't many real good heavyweights around.
You say you're not a big fan of Larry Holmes. Any specific reason why?
I just don't know. For some guys, you get a feeling that he's okay, and he's the guy that gave me a feeling that I just dislike the guy at all.
You're going to get, Larry is watching this in the dressing room. He's going to be psyched up for you before he even goes up against Barvis Frazier.
Well, I hope I do him good so he can win this fight tonight so I can finish him off.
Oh, a little advance hype by Hedy Coetzee, looking ahead to the possibility of Larry Holmes. All right, right now, let's get back to round 4 as we return to the Frank the Animal Fletcher Juan Roldan fight that took place 2 weeks ago. And this is round 4, was scheduled for 10. The winner here will get a shot at the middleweight title. Frank Fletcher blowing that opportunity by losing to Wilfred Scipion this past February. And then Scipion went on and was stopped by Marvin Hagler in the 4th round.
Well, right now, he's blowing this opportunity because Roldan has won all 3 rounds on my scorecard, quite unofficially, of course. But he has done a job on Animal Fletcher. If his energy level can continue, if his concentration... Oh, he just got hit a good shot by Animal Fletcher. Roldan must have a pretty good chin. We saw Teddy Mann bounce some good bombs off him. Didn't blink.
Scoring here in the state of Nevada is on the 10-point must system. 3 knockdown rule is in effect. 3 knockdowns in 1 round, and it's all over. The bell does not save the fighter except in the final round. There's the right hand by Roldan, not being landed as powerful as took place in the first 2 rounds.
But he is landing that right hand, and it's almost every round, and it lands right on the side of Animal Fletcher's face.
And continues to cock that right hand and get it in, as he did right there, followed by the left.
There isn't that much steam in Animal Fletcher's punches now, not the same fire that we've always associated with him. He may be slowing down a little himself now.
Here's Roldan again soaring on Fletcher.
Boy, one thing you got to admire, Roldan just doesn't stop. He's right in there. He wants us bad.
Yeah, those body blows, crunching.
I guess when you got to go back to the corner and listen to Tito Lectori tell you how bad you're doing, you keep going out there and doing better and better.
All right, less than a minute left in this 4th round. And again, Fletcher tying up Roldan.
Fletcher's corner got to be starting to think about something else to do here to start changing this the tide of this battle, because he's taking this round. It'll be 4 straight that Roldan has taken.
And Fletcher just standing on the ropes and taking a pounding.
You could count the number of right hands that land. It would be astounding in the first 4 rounds.
Okay, bring up.
Juan Roldan doing a paint job on Frank the Animal Fletcher as this 4th round comes to a close.
Come on, Frank, jump. Hold it, hold it. Hold it. Up. Nice stuff beating.
Round 5, Marv Albert with the fight doctor, Ferdy Pacheco, Las Vegas, Nevada. The winner here will get a shot at the middleweight title.
Boy, some desperation's got to be creeping into Animal's mind. You can hear Tito Lectori hollering, here he comes. Can't you see him coming? Let that punch go. Don't hold him now. He's holding him.
Fletcher looking to become a bit more active as this round gets underway. Here's the right hand by Roldan. Again, Roldan continues to cock that right hand.
I don't think Animal Fletcher's ever heard of how to block a right hand. Animal trying to fight off the ropes, but getting hit by that right hand.
That last right hand to the back of the head of Fletcher and stunned him. Fletcher was put down in the first round, thrown through the ropes. There has been only that one official knockdown in round one. But it's all Juan Roldan again landing with the right.
Animal cannot hang on these ropes. He just cannot be there because no one's going to be able to take this right-handed pounding. It's a one-handed pounding, but he's throwing that with impunity. He's not even catching a bit of the glove right on the jaw. There it was again.
And Roldan continues to pound away with the right hand.
Okay, look it up.
Well, it's beginning to look like Animal is just been worn down. It's beginning to look like he has nothing to come back with. He's not punching, he's just getting punched.
And we're under a minute remaining. Round 5, this is scheduled for 10. Juan Roldan, who turned professional back in December of 1978. He has fought for the most part in Argentina. He's won 49, lost 33 by knockout. The WBA #1 contender at 160 pounds. And looking to prove himself against Frank the Animal Fletcher.
And doing a good job. He certainly looks rough and tough to me. He doesn't get tired punching. He stands right in front of me there.
The Animal hasn't looked the same from the opening round. It's a strange performance. Not the guy we are accustomed to seeing.
Back in Las Vegas, live, Larry Holmes now starting to work more seriously as he prepares. About 20 minutes from now, these two men will enter the ring. Quite a contrast there. Holmes, a 34-year-old unbeaten champion, and very quiet, silent, deep in his own thoughts, Marvis Frazier. Both men are unbeaten. What a small world the boxing fraternity is. Joe Frazier, Marvis's father, when he was champion, used Larry Holmes as a sparring partner. Holmes also sparred with Muhammad Ali, and you can take that circle round and round. Holmes is a 4-1 favorite to defend successfully, or in some eyes, risk his title. They feel that he'll go on to his 45th consecutive victory. It'll be worth about $3 million to Holmes, and the fight tonight between $500,000 and $750,000 to Marvis Frazier, who has fought just 10 times as a pro. Now let's go back to round 6. Roldan versus Fletcher.
On to round 6. Both Roldan and Fletcher appear to be over-anxious to come out, and the referee Carlos Padilla had to say, stay there, wait for the bell.
I don't know what Animal Fletcher's anxious to come out for, but I sure know what Roldan is anxious to come out for.
There's that right hand off the turn landed by Juan Roldan. Roldan in the white, Fletcher in the green. Again, Roldan is measuring.
Animal trying to show some motion, trying to think of a way to keep off those ropes. Padilla with a little warning. Keep it up. Keep them up.
Right hand by Roldan.
Roldan is throwing without regard for a counterpunch. He is no longer careful. He's just throwing it. You can put a lot of steam behind a punch when you don't have to worry about bringing your glove back up to protect yourself.
And Fletcher has not been countering.
I think what you said was very accurate. This is not the same guy. Maybe Animal is approaching the end of his road. Maybe those succession of beatings have been too much for Animal Fletcher. Comes a night when you ain't got it anymore, and it looks like it's the night for Animal because he's getting powdered.
Coming up on the halfway point. Round 6.
Roldan.
In the past, Fletcher's bouts have been non-stop, in motion, squatting. But he has been neutralized by that right hand of Juan Roldan, who came out winging with it in the opening second.
He must get off these ropes. He just can't stay there.
Fletcher continues to paw while Roldan loads up and fires. There's the right hand by Roldan.
The right hands are now driving back Fletcher.
is round 6. Marv Albert and the fight doctor, Bertie Pacheco. But all Juan Roldan. Right hand again. In the same script throughout. Oh, to the body. And now here's Roldan with the right. And Fletcher is down again.
Right on his face, and when they get down on their face, they don't get up. He is out.
Juan Roldan again delivering the right hand. Carlos Padilla says that is it. Juan Roldan, who coming into this bout said that he wanted to convince boxing people that he is not just another South American flash in the pan, did his convincing with the right hand to stop Frank the Animal Fletcher at 2:58 of round 6. So upcoming for Roldan, a title shot. And back live in Las Vegas, where we are awaiting the heavyweight title matchup between Larry Holmes and Marvis Frazier. To the subject of Animal Fletcher and Juan Roldan, Ferdy, we had seen Roldan look rather unimpressive in previous bouts. Are you surprised with that performance 2 weeks ago?
Well, I would say shocked is a better word. I mean, I just couldn't imagine anybody would do that to Animal Fletcher. The strength that he showed, the drive, the determination, the non-stop punching ability of Roldan, and you got to remember that that's Animal Fletcher style. That should be just made to order for him, and yet he just wore him out. He just completely wore him. Yes, I was impressed by Roldan, and I think I wasn't impressed when he fought the other fighters, because he was fighting fighters that were really trying to survive 10 rounds. They weren't trying to win the type of fight. But with Animal Fletcher, you know Animal Fletcher was trying to win.
All right, that bout was on the undercard of the Hagler-Duran title fight 2 weeks ago here in Las Vegas. A bout that will be shown on Sports World tomorrow, right here on NBC, starting at 2:30 Eastern Time. As you look back 2 weeks ago and think about that particular bout, what is next now for Roberto Duran?
Well, next for Duran is a series of junior middleweight fights where he can go in with Mugabe, with McCallum, with Hutchins. And I thought the capsule of that fight was that while Hagler won the fight, Duran won the evening.
All right, so that'll be coming up tomorrow. Sports World, 2:30 Eastern Time. Right now, let's go upstairs to Dick Enberg.